Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Future Ed Curriculum Designs. And today the topic is very interesting. It's ghosted, roasted, and exposed. So we are decoding cyberbullying and how it stands today in the face of digital India. And the reason why we are discussing it amongst educators like myself and our guest is we are educators and we've seen how it affects students, but we have not seen it very explicitly because maybe we don't understand it fully. So we want to understand and recognize the patterns of students who are maybe being victims of this. So we need to recognize it. And our guest today, Pooja, she's going to introduce us to how to recognize the patterns and also talk us through the entire problem of digital bullying, cyberbullying that's happening in India today amongst teens and school children as well. So before delving into this, Pooja, can you tell us what interested you in this particular area of understanding?
So firstly, thank you, Tanya. I'm glad that we are talking about this today. So it actually started during my school days when I received an email that congratulations, you have won $1 billion. The only thing that you need to do is just enter your email ID, your account number, and within 2 working days, we are going to transfer that money into your account. So as a teen, I was so excited. So the first, my go-to person was my parent that, see, we have become millionaire. And then the news transferred to my friends, followed by school teachers, and also, and within a span of one day, I was too famous. So later on, when the news was being spread in the school, then slowly, I was being told that this is a scam. This
Mm-hmm.
is what is happening. So I was very young to understand the term phishing.
Mm-hmm.
So from that part onwards, the interest aroused me. So being a computer science educator, the background and all, every day I am dealing with some kinds of phishing, some kinds of your cyber security scams and all. So this is the starting point of my interest. So if I really want to say the statistics, it's quite it's escalating. So if you see the 2025 UNICEF NCERT report, so
Mm-hmm.
nearly in 1 in 2 adolescent among the age group of 13 to 18 encounter cyberbullying in some or the other form.
Okay.
So we really need to know how it is being spreading and what as an educator we can do. We
Mm-hmm.
need to first identify the patterns. So if I talk about in my classroom, there are many students who are very open and who are even educated. They can recognize the pattern. But at the same time, in our classroom, there are students who are very introvert. They don't want to have a conversation. They are shy. So that is the starting point. That's the red flag from where we should start.
Mm-hmm.
If we are also talking about the platform, so platform like your Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat, and even on the online gaming platform like BGMI or your Free Fire platforms,
Mm-hmm.
these are the high rated and top skills based platform where the cyber skilling rate is the most.
Okay. Okay. So, how serious is cyberbullying right now, as in Indian teens? Because, as you told me, I'm a little worried about the people, the students who are not speaking up, maybe, or young teens who are not speaking up, because also of the shame that is associated with it. So, how deep is it in Indian teens nowadays, if you could tell us?
So, if I talk about the statistics, 70% of the teens admitted not to tell anyone because of fear, because of shame, or getting their device confiscated.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the classroom, also, it is being observed that the kids among themselves are bullying each other related to their skin, related to their caste. Even they are bullying each other for the apartments that they are living. Okay, we are living in a 2 BHK apartment, you are living in just 1 BHK apartment. So there are reasons. The statistics is actually worrying. Even if we go deep into the statistics, so India ranked three globally in reported cases of teen cyber harassment after the US and Brazil. And even if we check more, so the girls, especially girls aged between 13 to 17, and the LGBTQ plus teens are disproportionately targeted for this.
And these are just the reported. I'm sure there are so many unreported. So understand the huge impact that it is creating. It's quite scary. We are at number three. So when you talked about when you spoke
Yes.
about schools, etc., there was this recent phenomena called the movie called Adolescents, which actually spoke about it. And when I saw it, I was absolutely aghast because I had no idea this could happen, and this could translate into such a big crime. So, what as an educator or as a parent should we watch out for? Or, what are the different types of, we've just seen one type of cyberbullying in that film, but I'm sure there are so many multiple types. So, if you could, enlighten us with that.
So absolutely. So it's subtle, strategic, and many times the cyberbullying is invisible to adults like us also. We also take some time to identify, hey, okay, is it really the pattern that it has been followed? So I
Mm-hmm.
would like to just share a infographic that will help us to understand what are the type of cyberbullying. Please let me know if my screen is visible to you.
Yes, yes, it is.
So, the first one, which is commonly observed by maximum all of us, that is your social exclusion. We on and off observe in the classroom that suddenly a child has become very silent, or suddenly the child has been removed from the class group, or
Mm-hmm.
from the WhatsApp group, or from the Instagram story. That is a type of harassment, which is known as your social exclusion. Now, where there is a very thin line between cyberbullying and harassment, we
Okay,
often get confused about these two terms,
okay.
specifically when it comes to the race, when it comes to the caste and your skin color,
Mm-hmm.
then it turns into your harassment. But
Oh,
when it is being related to your space or how you are acting, what are you wearing, what are you eating, and all, that comes under your cyberbullying. So, harassment is also a type of your cyberbullying where the child is constantly targeted through hate messages. It's been abused. They use certain words which they are not supposed to on a constant basis. That is also a part of your cyberbullying.
okay.
Another common type of is your cyber stalking, where unauthorized logins are there, and someone tries to digitally make you more obsessive or make you feel bad about yourself. So, tracing someone's identity digitally is also known as your cyber stalking, where it's often escalating to blackmailing. Key, for example, we often tell the students,
Mm-hmm.
don't share your personal details online, don't talk with the strangers and all,
Mm-hmm.
right? That also end up resulting to your cyber stalking.
Okay.
Even your masquerading is very common these days when people are just making fake profile and pretending to be someone else to ruin their reputation. This
Absolutely.
is happening all over Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all. Even this
This
is
is very
happening with
rampant.
the adults
Yes.
also. This is very
Mm-hmm.
random. One more very common type of cyberbullying is your outing and doxing. So someone is secretly clicking pictures of you and sharing with maybe a friend just to have a joke, or just making it publicly to make mock-ups of you, which in extent, if we are doing it, that becomes your deep fake. If you have heard about the deep fake application where
Yes, yes, yes.
only the face has been changed and the body remains the same.
Yeah, it's
This has
something
derived
called
from your outing and doxing.
morphing or something. I don't know what
Morphing.
morphing. Yeah.
Yes, morphing. It's a kind of morphing. So doxing is just at a lower level. Morphing is the advanced version of.
Okay, okay,
Similarly, frapping. Frapping is also, it's like using someone accounts to post humiliating or vulgar content.
okay.
So all these are interconnected with each other.
Mhm.
Another is your trickery, where maybe gaining some information, trust online, and to betray it publicly. So, for example, a stranger will be very friendly with you. They will just gather all the information about you.
Mhm.
And when you are meeting with the stranger publicly, the stranger is going to insult you. So, in one or the other way, the stranger will try to be friend with you,
Mhm.
gather all information, but in a public forum or in a platform, they are going to insult you. So, this is known as your trickery.
Okay.
Related to this, there is something called dissing, where again they spread false information or damage your reputation by spreading rumors about you. This
Mhm.
also happened many times in school. They
Mhm.
have, for example, if kids have fight among themselves, so
Mhm.
they end up saying, "Ki, this friend has done this friend has done this, and all." So these all are being derived from the classroom. Even trolling is also a part of it, where the provocation comments are being designed to provoke and just bring shame about yourself.
Mhm.
And the last category I would like to focus on, that is your flaming, or we call it as roasting, as the name of our today's session,
Mhm.
where we use aggressive abuse, often marked as joke in group. So we try to insult someone, and at the end we just tag it as, oh, we were just joking.
Mhm.
Just take a chill pill. It's
Mhm.
not a big deal.
Yeah. That is so interesting because there's so much information to have, to take in. And I'm sure this is happening in teens. You say that it's happening in teens, about say 90% of the teens in the urban society, in the
Yeah,
urban
mostly
society.
90 to 95%.
And
Even it's happening with adults also. The only difference is adult will be a bit aware. So
mm,
they might take some precaution.
mm,
But when we talk about teens, we need to educate them. We need to first, as an adult in the classroom, we need to identify the signs. We need to identify the red flags so that we can support them.
even parents should come to know about this. I think there should be a forum where this discussion happens on and on, because I'm sure as tech advances, so does ways of manipulating, ways of bullying also advances. So we need to be updated with this also,
Very much.
otherwise we won't be able to help our sons and daughters. Okay, so you have spoken about this at length, but I would also want to talk about the platforms that we should be a little alert about when we are allowing our kids to have a profile in a particular platform, or what are the threats, or what are the trends of threats that we should be alert about.
So if we talk about platform, as soon as you are on internet, all the platforms, you should be aware about it. It starts from turning on the firewall of your device. It starts from clicking the advertisement button, which pop up on your right or left hand side. Click here. So we need to practice a statement, which I often do in the classes. Practice, think before you click.
Hmm.
So this activity sometimes helps, especially with the teenagers, so that they randomly end up clicking any links which is pop up on their screen.
Hmm.
We need to develop the digital hygiene habit in the classroom,
Hmm.
where we can teach the students to regularly clear their browser, which includes their history and their cache data,
Hmm.
log out of the accounts after use. So many times, even when we are registering on a particular website for the first time, on the right hand side top, it pops up with the option, do you want to save the password?
Hmm.
We need to tell and educate the students not to do that. Always click on the option cancel or no thanks. So these are few of the tips which we have to inculcate in the classroom. Talking about the platforms, so platforms like Facebook, nowadays the Gen Z are not using the Facebook. It's more of snapshots and Snapchat and your Instagram.
Mhm.
Rather than just blankly and blindly having a conversation with the stranger, it's always advisable to check the background.
Okay.
Even in the school, also when we are using the Google Chats and all,
Mhm.
we need to be mindful that what type of language we are using. I guess in many of the school, the IT has made some kind of programming where their slang language has been popped up, the entire chat is blocked.
Right.
So this is something which the school can also do. Some patterns I would like to share, which will
Mhm.
help as an adult or as a facilitator to
Mhm.
identify the red flag in the class. First is the behavior. So
Okay.
if we are observing a particular student who is withdrawal from friends or school, maybe sudden mood swings or anxiety, or suddenly if the grades are falling. So
Mhm.
this is a symbol that something is happening with it. Maybe the child is concerned because of family or in the surrounding of the classroom. This is one factor.
Mhm.
Second, can be the digital red flag, where we can see that the student is obsessed with social media.
Mhm.
Every now and then, the child is clicking a picture and posting it on social forum
Mhm.
to tell the society or to tell their friends that what they are doing, why they are doing. Or suddenly the accounts are deactivated. That is also something which we need to be mindful.
Okay.
Even that is also a kind of your obsession, where the student stop checking all the devices. The student is not checking the phone, the student is not checking the laptop. He has isolated himself or herself for any kind of your social platform. This
Mhm.
is also one kind of your digital red flag.
Mhm.
At the same time, if we can identify some predictive text that I hate myself, I am a loser, or the student end up saying sorry too often, this is also a type of your digital red flag, which we need to be observant.
Okay.
If, see, at the same time, if we talk about the psychological effect, so
Mhm.
maybe a sleep disturbance or panic attack or eating disorder.
Mm-hmm.
All these are related to the cyberbullying. These all are related to the trauma cases.
Okay, so basically, school psychologists should also be very aware of these problems that are happening. I believe, I mean, whatever symptoms you said, they are basically first they are arrested by the teachers who are, first they are identified by the teachers, and then maybe they are taken in by the school psychologist, and the psychologist should have that this is also something that is a possibility. I'm sure. We only kind of think about emotional problems that they might be having, but that the digital problem is what is creating this is not something that would come across very normally. But I think I think we are putting across a point to anybody who's listening to this, and I'm sure they're going to take it up and make note of it.
Ideally, it is suggested that in a school, when there is a cybersecurity cell, there should be a counselor who is a part of that cell.
Mm.
Along with the cybersecurity officer, we recommend a counselor,
Mm.
which even the people who help us to identify the pattern.
Okay.
In the school, what we do as a IT backend team is we block all the websites. We block Instagram, we block WhatsApp, we block the groups and all. But students are always one step ahead.
Mm.
They somehow the other way figure out what to do and how to do. Even your YouTube shorts
Mm.
and comments are the platform for your new trolling tactics.
Mm.
When we talk about the gaming chat online, we sometimes allow the kids to explore certain gaming application like BGMI, Roblox, Firespace. Even a very common platform is Discord. So
Mm.
all these platforms are specifically used for casteism, misogyny, and hate speeches.
Okay.
Instagram and your Snapchats are the common one, but WhatsApp or your Google chats are also a part of this.
Mhm.
Even nowadays, the AI is generating so much of fake content. So your deep fake images or your digital harms, it can be done in a just blink of eye.
Mhm.
We till the time we understand, and the student will be suffered. It is so
It is,
fasting
how
so
do we, I
much.
mean, what's the way forward then? As in, what do we do about everything? I mean, there's so much that can happen. How can we protect ourselves, or what is the way forward? What do you suggest?
So I would suggest a small framework which I have tried, and some for the extent it has also worked. Please allow me to share that with you and let me know if it is
Oh,
visible.
yes, yes.
So I call it as a SAFE framework.
Okay.
So, SAFE frameworks stands for your spot early, acknowledge and act, filter and fortify, and empower. So, when we talk about spot early, we need to train students and teachers. So,
Mm-hmm.
as an adult, before telling our kids, we ourselves need to learn what to do, how to do. We need to understand the early signs, or we need to identify the early sign of online distress.
Right.
At the same time, we need to introduce student-led cyber groups as a safe peer listener. So if many times the students are not very comfortable with sharing everything with the adult, so maybe we can start up with a forum called Safe Peer Listener.
Right. Mm.
When we talk about acknowledge and act, so maybe we can appoint a digital safety coordinator in every school.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, we can also use something called Cyber Peace Circle, which many times help to resolve the online conflict in a constructive manner.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about filter and fortify, so this is already done in many schools. Maybe we can install AI-based monitoring tools like Securely or Teenetra. Many schools are already using it.
Okay.
We can also run something called Digital Immunity Week, just for creating awareness and resilience building.
Mm-hmm.
The last one, that is your E, which we call it as empower. We can also start with embedded digital citizenship into the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
In computer science, we have a subject called digital society,
Okay.
which is somewhat the other way extending into this feature. At the same time, we can launch e-safety challenges and collaboration with the help of cyber crime helplines, which we already are using, that cybercrime.government.in, but that is at a larger extent. In school also, we can create such type of forum digitally, and we can ask the kids to be aware or to share their issues anonymously.
Right. And I'm also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm also aware that there are legal consequences to these as well, which the students should also know. The Indian, legal system they are ensuring that this doesn't happen. So even for students, I think to a certain extent it is valid, but maybe it's we'll have a different discussion on a different day about this, because students also need to know that there is a judicial system that is working behind, creating such spaces where people are not getting should not get bullied, and it's been looked into.
Yeah, so there is data breach liability where the student names and everything is protected under the law, even if we are able to identify which student is behind what kind of harassment and all. Still, we can punish the student, but we don't just tell or we don't come up with their names and all. The
Mm,
copyright and digital piracy is there. Even if we find some student who is using some pirated software
mm,
or misusing some digital content,
mm,
even we have something called negligence claim, where if a school does not have a reasonable security measure
mhm.
and some of the other way the kid has been harmed, then the school is responsible. So the list is never ending.
That's good to know that there are certain things that are put in place so that we can be protected. So I think we should act early, speak up, empower students. I've just made some notes and start the conversation in the school if it's not already there, and have maybe informative podcasts around it. And there are certain schools which who have newsletters, maybe somehow or the other to
Yeah,
campaign about this, and we shouldn't let hate hide behind screens, right? I think you would also agree.
yeah,
So thank you so much, Pooja. Any
absolutely right.
parting thoughts? And we will take it up again, maybe in a proper in-depth way in an upcoming podcast. So thank you so much for today.
Thank you so much, Miss Tanya, for having me.
Thank you. Bye.